Welcome, listeners, to the EFNL Match of the Round. My name is Trent Callan. I'm joined alongside Will Faulkner. It's good to have you back, Will.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a little while since I've done one of the women's games, but yeah, really looking forward to seeing the progression and what shapes to be a pretty big game in terms of Ringwood and Chirnside's seasons.
You're right. So you mentioned Chirnside there. We're sitting here at Jubilee Park. It's Ringwood to host Chirnside Park. It is round 10, can you believe, of this Deakin Uni women's fixture. And it's fifth playing sixth today, so looking forward to hopefully see who can jump into that top four contention.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we were talking earlier about how this game, the winner of, really opens up their season and heading into the top four. Obviously, towards the back end of the season, so it more or less is a finals game, I think, in terms of the importance. So hopefully we see some high-intensity footy on what is a really big ground here at Jubilee Park. So hopefully we see a lot of uncontested and sort of free-flowing football.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You mightn't get a lot of free-flowing football. It is raining as we speak, and I'm sure it doesn't look like stopping. So the ball will mostly be played on the deck today, as you can imagine. But if Ringwood were to get the chocolates, they would jump level with Beaconsfield, who are sitting on 14 points. So it'll just be a matter of percentage, and as we know, percentage in these women's fixtures are certainly a big thing, and they will decide who plays finals and who doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as we were saying before, with the weather at the moment, I can hope for some free-flowing football, but in these kind of conditions, you do normally get some low-scoring affairs, and as we touched on before as well, the size of the ground also makes it quite hard. Just that extra distance, that extra kicker to go inside 50 to score. Close-scoring game, low-scoring game, certainly on the cards, but I think we've probably still yet to see the best of these teams, and there's some key players as well that I'm looking forward to watching.
Yeah, one of them that springs to mind is Georgia Fairbairn for Ringwood. She's certainly one to look out. Their leading goal kick at the moment, sitting on 15, is her tally, as photos are just being taken pre-game. Might be one of the milestone women there. We'll keep an eye out though. But who else is one to watch?
We'll start with Ringwood. Looking through their team, Zoe Cant, their captain, she's been in really good form this season so far, a leader of the pack. Players like her become really, really important at this back end of the season. Gabrielle King, she's another one to watch. And also Grace Ward down back. She's someone who has had really good raps on her throughout the season and her young junior career so far. So they're probably the players from Ringwood that I'd certainly be watching out for today. Do you have any from Chirnside Park, Trent?
There is a few, but just, you mentioned Grace Ward there for Ringwood there. Talented youngster, as we've said. She's more than capable of putting on a show today in the Deakin Uni Match of the Round. But for Chirnside Park, on the other side of the ledger here, we've got the captain in Elise Jamison. She's certainly one to watch out. We've heard good raps on her pre-game, just off mic before. And would you believe Samantha Asprey, the president of Chirnside Park, is donning the boots today. She couldn't have picked a worse day, but nonetheless, she'll be out there alongside her teammates. Yeah,
absolutely. As you're saying, so Alice Jamison, the captain of the side, there's actually 4 captains. She's sort of the main leader of the pack, but 3 other co-captains as well, and Laura Robinson, Jasmine McSweeney, and Elizabeth Fletcher. They seem to have a fair bit of leadership qualities in that team, Trent, which is great to see. 4 leaders. Alice Jamison, as we said, leader of the pack, but there's a few others sort of up and coming, and obviously a really tight-knit group to sort of have 4 people invested as captains in the team.
Yeah, leadership all over the page here on our team sheet. There's just co-captain written alongside everybody's name, it seems. But no, we mentioned Chloe Opperman, number 70, the highest number there for Chirnside Park. She'll be playing her 50th game today, so we wish her luck and hoping all goes well.
We've got a small little banner just in front of us, I think, which we might see Chloe Opperman lead Chirnside Park out of, coming out of the race and run through that to kick off pretty much proceedings.
A good little segue there to set you up. A little half volley.
Yeah, very, very good. I love my half volleys. It's great to see. Obviously has been a key part of the team. You don't play 50 games and not be one. So, great opportunity for her to sort of play in a winning team today. And as we will speak about a lot today, the importance of this game and hopefully set one of these 2 teams up for a good late finals run.
Yeah, so proceedings not too far away here at Jubilee Park Reserve. There's still time if you're in the area to pop on down. My phone's just been blowing up with messages. I've got a mate by the name of Liam Coughlin debuting today for Box Hill in the VFL, the Hawks down there. So He's asked me to give him a bit of a shout out, so there you go, Liam. Good luck today, bud.
Always a lot of footy on today, being a Saturday, Super Saturday. But no, looking forward to this contest down here. Yeah, I think first time we've probably called a game together, Trent, 6 to 8 weeks, I reckon.
Yeah, no, started like a house on fire, I reckon, but it's just sort of been a bit below standard without you alongside me.
Oh, that's too generous. I wouldn't quite say that.
The
You've been doing perfectly well.
The umpires standing out the middle there, they've gone early. They've gone the early crow.
They're going to have their work cut out today on this ground, just the two of them.
They'll get their money's worth, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably a fair few ball ups today, stoppages today as well.
So I'm just scanning across the car. The car park seems to be full. I think the majority of which have stayed inside their car. Not too many have braved the cold out here, and I'm sure if you're listening, that's probably at home. So it's a good policy. Rug up and stay warm and enjoy the voice of Will Faulkner here to call your play-by-plays.
I haven't had too many people say they enjoy my voice, but yeah, those listening, I'm sure they'll make their mind up pretty quickly. As we see Ringwood running out now, number 41 in Meg Corbett.
Running out
leading the
alongside
way.
Her two kids there,
yeah,
by the looks of it.
Not sure if that's a milestone game or not that we're aware of, but great to see. Yeah, the juniors and the jumpers.
So these banner holders in front of the Chirnside race, their arms are getting heavy too as we wait for the Panthers to run out. Ringwood, they're the Redbacks. They're still
Yeah,
the Redbacks. There
yes,
we go.
they are. Yep.
So the Redbacks and the Panthers here today.
They've gone straight into their crisscross handball out on the near wing, which is good. They've gone straight into it, no stretching or anything. They had a fairly big warm-up, so I think they're pretty ready to go. Yeah, always nice to get. I know when I was certainly playing Trent, it was good to get my touches, my full quota of touches for the day in the pre-game, and just not get any of it during the 4 20-minute quarters. But yeah, good crisscross handball as far as we can tell.
You certainly count that. You count that as a disposal.
Yeah, I have mates ask me, "Oh, how many did you have today?" And I had 15, went at 100%, but truth be told, it was before the first siren. So yeah, fond memories of the crisscross handball pre-game.
God, it's slow news day here. We've delved into stories of our own here as Chloe Opperman runs through some sort of a banner there. I'm not sure you can quite call it that. It was a couple of streamers laid across her, but
a very well thought through.
The team follows her out, and I'm sure it'll be a good day for her, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. They've actually tucked in the remains of the banner they've run through in the back of her Guernsey, which is something I haven't seen in the warm-up before.
And she seems completely unaware too.
Caught up at the moment.
There you go. She's only just noticed, so God, we're struggling for...
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll add one thing. It's freezing down here at Jubilee Park. And yeah, a few sleeves rolling around today, which I think is always a key indicator, as we've spoken before on commentary together. I'm a big fan of it. Good to see another few girls out on it today. Yeah, speaks volumes of the weather, I would say.
We've got the leading goal kicker for Ringwood donning the long sleeves in Georgia Fairbairn there. We mentioned her having a tally of 15 for the season so far, and she managed eight in one game there. So
yeah, against Blackburn earlier in the year, I believe that was.
We should touch on the last time these two sides met as well. Was in round 3, and Chirnside got the nod there by a point. So they had their nose in front as the final siren blew, and probably inaccuracy didn't cost either side. I don't know where I was going with that, but 1 point separated the two sides there, and hoping here for a similar sort of outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe we didn't touch on that earlier, but yeah, I mean, all indicators lead to it being a low, not necessarily low scoring, but certainly close. Yeah, it's going to be a battle for territory today, with both the conditions and I guess the dynamics and size of the ground. A lot of space out on play for the wingers today, and also a lot of room for your forwards to lead into. I'll be interested to see what Ringwood do with Georgia Fairbairn. They maybe isolate her or just and give her that extra room, or maybe if they just keep her deep and obviously, being how dangerous she is, maybe just back her in to go one-on-one in the inside 50.
Yeah, and we've got a line through the Chirnside Park player in Jessica Proven. I'm going to assume that's the one on crutches that's just limped across us here on the broadcast side.
Yeah, looking quite ginger.
Heading to her bench, so it seems to be a lower right ankle there for Jessica, I hope. It could just be a random, I'm not too sure, but anyway, as the last few words are being said in the Ringwood huddle and play set to get underway here shortly.
Yeah, Abby Jordanov was leading that charge in the middle of the pre-game huddle there from Ringwood, which was good. Getting her up and about vocally and, yeah, pumping up for, as we're going to touch on many, many times, Trent. Yeah, a big game for both sides.
So players heading to positions now. That was a long 10 minutes there anyway.
No, got to do your warm-ups today, Trent. Got to keep nice and warm. Make sure there's no soft tissue injuries in this weather.
And I'll just
in this temperature.
I'll just handball the start of the game off to you here, Will.
Looking forward to it. Interesting setup. Deep for Chirnside Park. I've got
666 trouble early.
Yeah. I was going to say they currently have 2 just isolated inside 50.
Sophie Ruddick, she must have got the ends mixed up, but it'll be Chirnside Park kicking to the right of screen.
Absolutely. Getting underway down here at Jubilee Park as the umpire throws the ball up. Nice little ruck contest there, straight into the hands of the Chirnside Park midfielders, and we'll have our first stoppage for today.
First of many.
First of many. Tap forward by Ringwood, and ball slowly dragged forward by Chirnside Park to the right of screen.
So we mentioned pre-game territory battle is rising high there. It was the Chirnside Park ruckman there. Carney it was. We'll have another stoppage, so you can almost get used to this. 30 seconds in.
3.
And there's the third one of the day. So getting the handball now and running through with a high up and unders Chirnside Park. It'll land in space. Trying to tap it forward was that Ruddick. She's found her position now. Tackled there and didn't dispose of it properly. So the free kick will go the way of Chirnside Park.
Captain Alice Jamison there.
Jamison it was, the tackler. Got Will on special comments as well. High up and under inboard now and getting back in the hole. Drifting well was Cant. Zoe Cant it was.
Zoe Cant.
So she's the captain. One to watch. Highlighted on our page. It's the exit ball. Sends to the far side. Leading the race there for Chirnside is Darcy. She's got a teammate in company there in Robinson. And they'll link up to send it further afield. A dribbling ball inside 50. Chirnside will lead the race. Off the deck's probably a good policy, although she tries to gather by hand. She's tackled in the process and will have a ball up.
Yeah, Jessica Jeeves was on there. She was the target going inside 50. Ball went to ground early. Quick kick didn't quite reach her. Good ground ball pickup, but the pressure from Ringwood was enough to send it out of play as we get a ball up just right by the goal square of Chirnside Park. As Ringwood slowly drag it out of their defensive 50 with tackling pressure. Chirnside have certainly been good in the ruck early. Won most of the hit outs as they go again. That'll be Grace Ward picking up the ball and holding the ball. And then we'll go the way of Chirnside Park. I think that was Taylor Carney.
The ruckman.
Yeah.
Ruckwoman.
Managed to grab that. Tackling pressure inside forward 50, always crucial. Setting the tone early. She goes back and slots the first of the day. That'll be Taylor Carney, who's had a really good start so far in the ruck. And as we said, bringing that forward pressure early around the stoppages and reaping the rewards, Trent, for her hard work.
I'll tell you what, I'd be trading her into my Scotch team. And she's just done a cartwheel in front of us. Whoa.
That's phenomenal. I've never seen that from a ruckman, let alone any player, heading back to the centre circle doing a cartwheel.
I mentioned the Scotch points there. I'm not sure you get any for that, but she's had about 3 or 4 hit-outs to advantage and just calmly popped through that goal. So Chirnside Park draw first blood. It's chaos here up in the commentary box. Cartwheels and all. As Ringwood rather try and recover by hand. They a bit fumbly on the deck. Almost a falcon there. Sadlier it was. And Chirnside, it'll invite the pressure. It's trying to track it on ground level. Is the Panthers. Although they cough it up. Back to Sadlier. So the one that was Falcon, she drives it further afield. Fairbairn's one out. She'll lead the race to the ball, although cutting in her path was Fletcher, and she does well to exit. Although Ringwood set up the wall wheel.
Yeah, they've gone for the switch here, Ringwood, which is a great little play there. It was Sarah Hobson, I think, just skirting out 60 metres out from goal. So we see quite a congested ball just sitting on the forward 50 of Ringwood, and we'll have another stoppage. Looks like they're playing Georgia Fairbairn isolated in Ringwood's forward line. Let's have another hit out to Chirnside Park. Kick goes inside forward 50 for Ringwood, but a nice intercept mark taken there by Laura Robinson, one of the co-captains for Chirnside Park. Goes out wide towards our side. We've got a bit of a foot race here on the inner wing. Ball's just scattering around at the moment. Socket forward by Abby Journalov. And that'll be a holding free given away there. Back to Chirnside Park, and they can spread. Ruby Darcy out in the wing here, takes a nice mark. Just needs to reset.
Oh, bang.
Great little chip kick there. Finds Jasmine McSweeney, another one of the co-captains, flat on the chest. Kicks forward. We see an intercept mark there by Ringwood. Good little kick forward by Grace Ward. It's past to you, Trent. Going forward for Ringwood.
So co-captains galore here as tackling there was the good pressure by Chirnside Park. Mike seemed to be a bit, not sure if you're hearing that. Anyway, we'll have another ball up, centre wing side. So the runner just comes out and gives advice for Chirnside here as they look to tackle with Ringwood in hand, ball in hand, and she's on the deck, flat on her back, and the umpire crosses his arms. We'll have another stoppage here. So Carney rises again. She's been prominent in that ruck duel as a high free kick has been picked out, and it'll go the way of McSweeney. So we've called her name a couple of times this morning already, putting her head in the hole there and gifted the free kick. She sidesteps her marker well and drives it further afield. She's got a teammate, well, it's sat in her lap and she spilt the mark, although recovering at ground level there was Palmer, and she just pot shot. Palmer with a pot shot and just pops through Chirnside Park's second of the day.
Just highlighting the skills there. I mean, it was, first of all, nice little selling of the candy there from Jasmine McSweeney. That's absolutely one of the reasons she's co-captain, Trent. She's bringing that to the table. There's a lot to like. Great kick forward as well. As we spoke about, metres gains in these sort of conditions is crucial. And then heading inside forward 50, really clean pick up by Rachel Palmer, and she gets the job done. You see another hit-out win for Chirnside. They've been dominating at the stoppage so far between the two ruckmen. Jacinta Collier, good ruckman, so doing well Chirnside Park to get on top of her early as the ball enters inside Chirnside Park's 50 again. Scattered ball along the ground. We've seen a few soccers going forward. Now 20 metres out from goal. The ball's just in the hands of one of the Chirnside Park forwards, and tackle pressure from Ringwood's enough to bring a stoppage 15 metres out from Chirnside's goal.
So McSweeney was in the picture again. She's seems to be doing work at both ends. As running out of traffic there was Cant for Ringwood, and they look to exit. Though Chirnside have set up somewhat of a wall. Missing her boot there was the Ringwood defender. And it trickled all of 2 metres, and we'll have another stoppage sitting on the arc of Chirnside Park's forward 50 here. Far sort of side as the rucks go at it again. No real winner, although an inboard ball cutting off the 45, and it's marked well by Darcy. So Ruby Darcy, consecutive marks to her name, sends it forward. 15 metres out it sits. There's a foot race on. And held without it was the Ringwood defender, and she'll be gifted a free kick for her efforts in pursuit of that ball. So they're defending grimly at the moment, the Redbacks. High up and under, Darcy stands underneath it, can't mark. And then just bursting through traffic once more was Ward it was. So the captain, or just one to watch rather.
Nice, great little pick up there by Zoe Cant, the real captain, Trent. She allows the ball to go forward through possession of her teammates, and now we've got a bit of a foot race going towards the Ringwood goal, but it's nicely swept up by Chirnside Park defenders. Ball goes inboard, dangerous position there, picked up well by Sarah Hobson. gives off the handball. And we're right in the middle of the cricket wicket here, a bit of a muddy patch at Jubilee Park. Ball scraped forward, booted long. That'll find the long sleeve chest of Ringwood, and they've now got Georgia Fairbairn leading one-on-one. Heidi Sadlier goes forward. Fairbairn picks it up on the boundary. One-on-one, she's going to have to go round on the right boot. Crashes into the post. That was well set up for her to kick her first of the day. Just rolling around on the boundary, then turned inside out onto her right foot. Did well to keep the defender astray, but just off with the finishing. And that'll be Ringwood's first score of the day, a minus score to the left of screen.
So Fairbairn with the blemish there. She almost dropped the perfect plan. Ducked back inboard and nearly finished off her good work as the exit ball now. Ringwood have the numbers. And off the ground soccer works in the favour for Sadlier, who's been in the action early and fighting for it there. Getting the hands out, although it was deemed to be after the whistle. So we'll have another ball up, broadcasting side wing.
Heidi Sadlier going up for the ruck this time, Trent.
Crowd slowly building here at Jubilee Park Reserve. Running onto it there was Jordan Arv. I hope I've pronounced that right. She's been pinged holding the ball. So the umpire points the way of Chirnside Park. It'll be their free kick with an opportunity to drive it down the line. She does exactly that to acres of space. And getting on her bike, there was Jeeves going off the ground. She missed her boot with the soccer. If she can release by hand, she's got numbers. Goes by foot instead. It's a high up and under. How does it bounce? It favours Ringwood.
Well done.
And they can exit well, reading that play well. Not 15. The mark not paid there for Ruby. Nutmegged her teammate in Jamison. She can recover well and gets the handball, although coughing it up in the process. And we'll have another ball up, right forward pocket.
Good tackling pressure from Michaela Coates there, just preventing Chirnside Park of getting goal side. With plenty of space between them and the goals. As we see a ruck contest there. Taylor Carney's been competing well in the ruck early doors in the forward 50 for Chirnside Park. We see another stoppage here. Slowly edging toward Chirnside Park's goal. 2 goals straight, 12 to just 1 behind in favour of Chirnside. Another ball up. Taylor Carney gets a nice little hit out forward. Finds a teammate, but ball comes out in the tackle. Very well swept up there by Alice Jamison, the captain. Ball's gone backwards here for Chirnside Park. Nice little pick up there by Alice Darcy. She's had a good start. Chandler Johnson picks it up for Ringwood. Nice little intercept possession, but no intercept disposal as she's wrapped up for a ball up. 45 minutes out directly in front for Chirnside Park.
So as Ruby Darcy exits the field right in front of us here, well-deserved break. She started well here at Jubilee Park Reserve as Chirnside Park look to go backwards to go forward here. Though Ringwood can recover, they can exit if they can pick up cleanly. They can't, and it invites the pressure. Bees to a honeypot on that far side. You can throw a blanket over 20 of them as it stacks on the arc of 50 for Chirnside Park.
It's been a good start so far. I think the disposal efficiency has actually been quite impressive. I know we've had a lot of scrapping ball, but it's been good. Nice little hit out there in the ruck. Oh, we've just seen escape. It's Jessica Jeeves escapes forward and it's a nice little hit up target. Hits Jasmine McSweeney, one of the co-captains of Chirnside Park, on the chest. She'll be having a set shot. Would you say 45-degree angle here, Trent, from about 20 metres out, 25 metres out?
That was Houdini-like, the way she escaped there.
You like that line? Referring to Houdini. Running in now. Great shot on goal. Slotted it straight through the middle. Jasmine McSweeney, she's had a great start today so far. And that is only going to do her the world of good. 3 straight now for Chirnside Park, Trent.
Get up and about, Will. Chirnside Park, 3-goal buffer. Ringwood with the 1- score to their name. And it's been all the Panthers, majority of their play in their half.
Been very, very clean with the ball going forward. As we said, not easy conditions, but they've been managed to get free of their opponents and, yeah, get the ball forward. I think Ringwood's defence has been okay. Grace Ward's been great so far, but you can only hold up for so long when they've been so relentless going forward.
She's not the captain, like you said she was. I don't know where you pulled that from.
Very good, Trent.
2 rucks go at it again and winning. That hit out was Carney. And Chirnside Park will get the clearance from it. So an unkind bounce the way of the Panthers, and it'll allow the running Ringwood player to send it further afield. Failing to mark was her teammate in Davis. Sarah Davis was, and she lies on the bottom of the pack. The ball trapped beneath her. So we'll have another ball up. Bright opportunity here for the home side here to get their first major of the day. Draw first blood. It's pushed off it there was the Chirnside Park player. The ball just bubbling about. She'll have a second crack at it, throwing it out. Heading towards the boundary line side here in front of us. Our view's a bit obscured.
Good tackling pressure from Sarah Davis there. Has been involved the last minute or so in and around the ball. See it ball up on the inner wing towards us. Nice little pick up there. Zoe Kant, the captain, goes forward, finds the chest. Very well done there to Samantha Varnum. She goes forward, looking for Georgia Fairbairn. Doesn't quite get the distance, and I think we might see another rebound 50 here by Chirnside Park. Had it not fallen into the hands of Zoe Kant, who goes forward and finds Fairbairn.
Here we go.
This is her range, Trent.
So we saw her just dob one from here in practice. Can she repeat the dose?
We've seen her do it 15 times so far this season. You would think 16 from here, I think, Trent. Looks very trusty in her set shot. A clean run in. That'll find its way over the line. That's Ringwood's first of the day. Great little kick there by Georgia Fairbairn. Backed herself from 25 metres out directly in front. Sounds easy, but as we're going to say many times throughout the day, not easy conditions. Probably could have been a little bit better on the line there, Chirnside Park, I think. I'm not quite sure if their ruckman was actually on the line. Maybe something to...
So a subdued celebration by the home crowd here. They still realise there's work to do as we tick under the 5-minute mark here remaining in this first term. As Fairbairn just continues to add to her tally. One to keep an eye out. And not sure who's opposed to her, but she's got a big job. As Ringwood seem to have all the ascendancy this last couple of minutes. They get the clearance.
Good pressure. And
apply the pressure. Tackling there was Kant, it was. So Zoe Kant.
She's really lifted these last few minutes, Trent. Good. She was in and around it early on, but particularly these last few minutes, a lot of credit to her for the first goal.
Leading by example there is the captain, Zoe Kant.
See another stoppage. Nice little stoppage there. Ball just bobbling over the Chirnside Park ruckman. Then finds another stoppage, Trent.
Was a nice little stoppage.
Go up again. Hit out forward again from Chirnside Park. They've been good at that. Zoe Can out the back. Centre just mopping up. Looks for a teammate in Sarah Davis, who's been good the last couple of minutes. Couldn't find her. But Davis finds herself another tackle. And we'll see a stoppage 50 metres out on the slide angle from Ringwood's goal. Ball goes up. Nice little hit out there again. Chirnside Park have been dominating the ruck so far, Trent. We've had a lot of stoppages, but I've had to say they have to have won 85, 90% of them so far.
There's probably something in that because they also lead on the scoreboard front. So Ringwood here with an opportunity to add to their first major with consecutive goals. We'll have another stoppage, centre half forward. Two rucks go at it again. No real clear winner. Trying to fight for it at ground level. Bodies just pile on top. And applying the pressure was the ruckman again. So she follows up her good work in the ruck and gets her knees dirty, applying the pressure at ground level. So she'll rise once more. Gets her hand to it. And then applies the tackle again. So deja vu there for the ruckman there, Taylor Carney. She's been dominant early.
Got a good jump on her. She wins another hit out. Tries to find a teammate of hers, but we'll see another stoppage. Just want to know here with Zoe Kant. She's now well and truly setting up behind the stoppage, so she's really trying to play that sweeping role, make sure nothing gets past her with the hit out dominance of Chirnside Park. Ball goes into the hands of Tiana Johnson for Ringwood, but we'll see a ball up. Well tackled there by Laura Robinson, one of the co-captains. Chirnside Park, another ball up. Even 50-50 hit out there. Just keeps finding the hands of players who are instantly getting tackled. Interesting decision of holding the ball there.
I like it.
Might free up a little bit of space here.
That's it.
For Zoe Kant, as we've spoken about. She goes forward, looking for Georgia Fairbairn. Dropped a mark in the exact same spot that she took her set shot from just before. Loose handball goes out. Chirnside Park, I think, will just be looking for the boundary here. Sarah Hobson tries to pick it up in her first season at Ringwood. She's come from Blackburn. She's in and around the contest at the moment as the ball scatters around. Dangerous kick inside 50, hanging around Ringwood's goal. So we see a rebound 50 from Chirnside Park, but mainly dominated by Ringwood players. Abby Jordanov attacking the ball there, but ball finds itself in the hands of Sarah Davis and a ball up inside Ringwood's forward 50.
Dangerous across goal ball there. They're lucky to escape without any clear damage done as a high up and under. That can't have travelled the distance. Probably did upright, but that's not what the umpire's after as Chirnside Park look to exit here. And there's the 50 gamer. It's through her hands. Opperman it was, and she follows up with a good strong tackle.
Great tackle.
Dumps her in the process. Not awarded. No prior given, and we'll have another ball up. Broadcasting side wing here. So right in front of us it sits, and Carney rises once more, getting her head under it there was the midfielder there. It might have been the captain for Ringwood.
Yeah, Gabrielle King, I think that was.
That was
not the captain again, Trent. That's all right.
Complete guess. So
hit out one there by Ringwood. Ball goes forward for them. Tries to find the chest of Heidi Sadlier. She'll pick up her scraps and goes inside forward 50. Looking for Georgia Fairbairn, but there's a push out of the contest there. Samantha Asprey testing her luck with the umpire. Does it successfully. Oh, on the siren. Shot on goal there from Ringwood.
that'll count. That has to count.
Has it been given? Umpire seems to be...
It dribbled through well before the siren.
Was kicked up before the siren?
Before the siren, 100%.
Okay.
Not sure it's been awarded.
That'll be one to note
Hopefully,
going forward. Hopefully it's not a one-point ball game as we saw.
As we know, round 3 was decided by a point. And if that's anything to go by, so they're still complaining about it, and they're bemused with the decision. It's been not awarded, so
bit of voice from the Ringwood huddle just then about that.
Chirnside Park can count their lucky stars. I've actually had a note written down on my team sheet here. These two teams are very passionate and vocal teams, and we've just had that on display with the point not awarded there.
Yeah, in high-pressure games, it's extra important you get your bang for your buck and make sure that every point counts.
So, Jubilee Park here, it's Ringwood trailing Chirnside Park, 1-1-7, playing 3 straight 18. We'll be back on the other side of this. Welcome back to the EFNL match of the round here. It's Chirnside Park leading Ringwood 1-2-8, playing 3 straight 18. We've just had a score change prior to that last siren there, marking quarter time. It was in fact a point that was kicked well before the whistle blew, and hopefully that doesn't decide the outcome, but yeah, 1 point added to the Ringwood score.
You were pretty adamant, Trent, I think, that it was a point.
I was, you're right.
So, yeah, by all measures, probably the right decision. And good that it's been rectified. I like when umpires are sort of able to, override their own decisions.
I don't think
It's better for the game.
I don't think I've ever been wrong, Will, so...
I have heard that. Word on the grapevine.
So here we go. Second term set to get underway here shortly.
10-point ball game.
We've had the captains stand out for Chirnside Park here, all 4 of them. They've been one to watch as a group. So siren sounds here, marking the second term as the ball's tossed aloft. Carney again, as she did in the first, rises high and taps it to her teammate.
She's been dominant, Trent.
Though she was set upon quickly. Rudick had it in her lap. Tap down her throat. So as it's tapped forward now again, high up and under, goes the way of Ringwood. Kick into the scoring end, it seems now. As Chirnside Park look to exit here, down the line through Darcy. Ruby Darcy it is. Bumped off the ball was her teammate, and going off the deck there was May.
Great pick up.
So picking it up well there for Chirnside Park, and they've got runners on the outer. Darcy's one of them. And we've seen a running pot shot from Palmer before. She was unable to replicate her good work at the other end, and instead off target, missing to the right-hand side.
Probably had a little bit more time there, Palmer, than what she thought she did. Was on her wrong side, running around on her left. Had to sort of straighten up on her right to probably give herself that better chance of slotting it. But she's been good early up forward for Chirnside Park, giving them a good target to hit, as well as being good on ground level, as we saw with her goal in the first quarter. Ringwood exiting their back half now with a kick in. Nice little kick in that did find Hannah Varman very, very well, but didn't quite grab hold of it with 2 hands. And now the ball's scattered on the boundary, deep in the forward pocket. You see a kick inbound from Chirnside Park. Oh no, messy mix up there. And that was Zoe Kant, the captain. She's had a flawless game up until this point, but slippery conditions got the better of her. Sees them rush her behind through 3-2-20 Chirnside Park to Ringwood's 1-2-8.
That inboard ball came off the boot of a Ringwood player too, so they headed to the hot spot.
Dangerous kicking.
As we see a long exit ball, it'll sail the arc of 50, and collecting out the back there for Chirnside Park was in fact Robertson. She's got a teammate in Darcy. They link up by hand with the 1-2. So Robertson, Darcy working in tandem. Although stepping in the path there was King. Gabrielle King there. She goes at it again, putting her head under it, and she's awarded in the process. So there's one to note for any young footballers watching. Put their head in the hole and get rewarded.
Her hustle's been really good today.
So King can go down the line. Oh, she's got a short option that can't have travelled 15 in Varnum. And they've made a bit of a meal of this. As King again.
Being held.
On her hands and knees, held without it, was Molly Darcy of the Molly variety, sorry.
See a stoppage about 55 metres out from Chirnside Park's goal. So Gabrielle King clearly been important around the contest for Ringwood, and I think she seems to be not getting attention, but they're definitely keeping a close eye on her in and around it. That's why we've seen her get a couple of free kicks in the last minute or so. That was Sarah Hobson who put her head over the ball, didn't quite get it. All good, as it still finds the hands of her teammates. Tara Johns looks in board with her left foot, but can only find the hands of Chirnside Park player and Rose Ruddick. Running ball here from Molly Darcy, has a shot on goal, kicked it straight, but just touched on the line by a teammate. Ends up rushing it through for another behind. They're looking dangerous going inside forward 50. It's just that last 10-15 metres they probably haven't executed as well as I would have liked to start off this second quarter, but nonetheless had the run of the play.
So similar sort of start to proceedings here in this term. with Chirnside Park gaining all the ascendancy as Ringwood try and get it for the first time in their half. That high up and under won't work out. Standing underneath it well to take a good mark was Sophie Ruddick. She judged the landing well and stood in the spot as her inboard ball was advantageous for her teammate Jeeves, who was awarded the free kick. So the Ringwood defenders defending grimly at the moment. And they're a bit sort of rushed with their decision. As running around the mark there was Jeeves, and she'll spot up her teammate. She bit off that 45 ball to her teammate in Rachel Palmer, who already has one to her name. Wasting no time with her set shot. She strolls in, and she probably had more time than she would have liked. Her second major to her name in this second term. Sorry, minor score.
Really good start for Rachel Palmer, as we touched on just before. Could have had 3 at this point, which is a very nice bag to have by the start of the second quarter. Grace Ward taking the ball in for Ringwood. Booming left foot. Goes out wide and finds the chest of Zoe Cant, her captain. Great little kick. She plays on, looks inboard for Gabrielle King. Ball doesn't quite find her. Still puts her head over the ball, but now it's a foot race. Chirnside Park leading it. Nice little start to the quarter for Ruby Darcy. She gets a kick in, but is intercepted well by Zoe Cant, the captain. Gives the handball off to Grace Ward. There's a little bit of a link up there we've seen so far today. Tries to take a bounce in slippery conditions. Still has enough time to get a booming kick away, but another intercept mark by arguably the player of the match so far, Taylor Carney, Chirnside Park's ruckman. She kicks it inboard. And intercept mark by Grace Ward.
Kick to kick. So Ward and Carney, two opposing teams playing a bit of a game on that far wing. Kick to kick it is. Like the look of both of them, especially the left foot of Ward. She can certainly kick a long ball. Is held without it there, and the umpire's quick to whistle. Whistle the way of Ringwood. So in the centre ground it sits. She's called to play on. Sends a high up and under to centre half forward. And standing in the path there was the Chirnside Park defender, and she's got Ruby Darcy all on her lonesome. This far side, she'll step inside traffic, and she's caught in the process. Applying the great tackle there was number 40 for Ringwood.
Sarah Hobson.
And Sarah Hobson. So she drives it further afield. Ringwood, what can they muster up here?
Oh.
Somehow managed to hand to that. Fairbairn's there. She traps it well. And her right foot, banana, is off target across the face.
Yeah,
she's snuck that in for a minor score.
She would have loved to have that one next to her name. It was a great pickup. Set up well for her. Just, again, we've seen that a few times now today. Had a little bit more time than what she probably thought. Not just from her, but several players throughout the day. Just take the ball. Just taking a little while to come back in. Kicked over the fence.
How about the tackle there from Sarah Hobson?
That is a great way to make an impression of the club in your first season. Great tackling pressure.
So as we mentioned there, coming across from the burners. She's got the job on Ruby Darcy, who's, must be said, has had a fair bit of it. She presents on this far side or near side here as an option. It was to an outnumbered though, favouring Ringwood. She does well to apply the pressure though, does Darcy. And Ringwood can still fight for it. Sending it further afield there was Hobson. Into the path of Fairbairn, who has to do most of her work on the deck. Good strong tackle. Laid her out well. We'll have another forward half stoppage. I think I've just stole your call there, Will. Sorry.
No. It was a good one. Ball up 15 metres out from Ringwood's goal. And they've brought the pressure the last few minutes. Chirnside Park tries soccer it out, but to no avail. Should have been holding the ball there in favour of Chirnside Park, actually. Hobson gets away, gets a quick kick. Looking more inboard. Sophie Ruddick in and around the ball. She gets wrapped up by multiple Ringwood players, and we'll see a ball up exactly where we did 30 seconds ago.
So 2 rucks go at it again. Carney gets the hit out, although it's straight down the path of the Ringwood midfielder. It was Zoe Cant. We've seen her working at both ends of the ground. She had a flying shot off target there. It sailed to the left-hand side, through for another minor score, and as we tick closer to the halfway point of this second term, it's Ringwood trailing Chirnside Park 1-4-10, playing 3-4-22. As the exit ball from Chirnside Park onto the far side wheel.
Great mark from Gabrielle King, intercepted right on Ringwood's 50. It's a nice little bit of a metres gained by Samantha Asprey, but intercepted well by King and finds the chest there. Tiana Johnson, who's been playing on ball most of today, takes a nice little mark. Just what I was saying before, Samantha Asprey. Good intent from her kick out. Got the distance, but just not the play she intended. Fluid kick on God. Georgia Fairbairn should have been paid the mark there, absolutely. Rightfully so, puts her hands up. Wondering where's that come from. Why was it not paid the mark? And now we see a ball up only 6 or 7 metres out from Ringwood's goal. And no change, another 5 seconds, another stoppage.
Fairbairn, she threw her head back in disgust.
Yeah, got robbed there, I think.
Rightly so, she had a case to answer for there. As Chirnside Park defend grimly at the mouth of goal there. Kicks manufactured, although was smothered into the hands of the Panthers wall on the goal line.
Could be a key moment there, Trent.
I'd like to see, I'm not sure, was it Taylor Waugh who had the set shot 30 out or whatever? I'd love to see a running Ward on the way past with her long left foot.
Tiana Johnson, I think it
making
was.
Contact.
See the ball come out of defensive 50 for Chirnside Park. Makes it only just on the 50. Gabrielle King is punished into the ground in a fair tackle from Chirnside Park.
Might need some sand to replace that divot.
McSweeney just getting back into the action with that tackle. Ball's coming on the inner wing here. Chirnside Park trying to find a way out of what's been a very pressure-filled forward line of Ringwood. Arguably are holding the ball there, not given. Jasmine McSweeney wrapped up in a tackle by Tiana Johnson and Co. Co being Jacinta Collier, Ringwood's ruckman. She'll go up here to contest and try and get it back into Ringwood's forward 50. Muscled hit by Carney. Finds it into the opposition's hands. Tiana Johnson, she's wrapped up, another ball up. Up again here, Collier. But Carney gets first hands on it, and we'll see a free kick go the way of Chirnside Park. Specifically Sophie Ruddick. This gives a chance for Chirnside Park to reset and get that structure forward that's worked for them so well so far today.
So, off hands there. I'm claiming the mark was Grace Ward there.
Probably didn't have first hands on it there, did she, Trent?
No, she didn't. She had a host of teammates and opposition players standing underneath that one. Tall timber on this broadcasting side wing as Carney rises high again, and this time it'll work out to her teammate in Palmer, who's been lively. Should have had 3 to her name, as we've mentioned. There at ground level, Jeeves. Can she pick up cleanly? She's gang tackled in the process. And we'll have another ball up, gaining all of 10 or so metres as Carney puts her hand aloft again, and you can almost pencil it out to her name. And there you go. Although it's down the throat of Zoe Cant, she's tackled fiercely. There's Johnson again, getting her kick forward, although intercepting well, although smothering well. Smothering well there was King. The 1%ers on show at the moment. In a wet weather sort of contest, getting the kick forward there. Standing in the path is Zoe Cant. She takes it on that centre wicket side. She links up by hand with Ward. The running dash with their long left foot down the line, sorry. And there for Ringwood, Sadler in a one-on-one. She's got teammates for company on that far side. And one of them is, I'm just going to say Rachel. We'll go with Rachel for now. As Ringwood, can they answer here? She was blindsided, was the teammate in Hobson. Darcy was running shotgun alongside her to apply the pressure. The trainer's in the way here, or the runner. Standing out in pink is Darcy. Pops it down the line. She's got a teammate in Carney who's done everything right today, but she spills the mark on this occasion. And I'll invite the pressure of Ringwood. Tracking it there, Zoe Cant. She taps it to the advantage of nobody. And Chirnside Park will recover. They've got numbers to release here through Jeeves, and she steps through traffic well. She had time and space, although she's gone the length of field by her foot, sorry. As numbers stream forward. Chirnside Park, the Panthers can drive it forward. Jeeves, she's put her head down and ran forward. Trying to step through traffic there was Jamison.
Abby Jordanov, good handball out there. Ball finds its way into the hands of Meg Corbett. Didn't get a kick to it, but umpire calls play on. Pick up there by Sophie Ruddock, has a kick towards the goal square, unsuccessful, back into the hands of Corbett, who kicks forward, and then finds the chest of Kant, not paid, and the ball scatters around the 40-metre mark of Chirnside Park's goal. Nice little pick up, Sarah Davis. She gets tackled, we'll see a ball up. Umpire certainly willing to let the game flow here, Trent. Not paying it as much. Being consistent, which is good. But certainly taking a free balling approach. As we see Shana Johnson wrapped up for another stoppage. 45 metres out from Chirnside Park's goal. Left the screen.
So we've just had Maddie Fadia on the text machine for Ringwood. It's Abby Jordanov. So a bit of a mouthful, that one, but we've got it pronounced right.
She's been good in and around the ball so far today.
So 2 rucks go at it again. I think it might have been just Ringwood solo, actually, as the ball's been tapped further forward. On her hands and knees was a Chirnside defender, and the Panthers can clear. They've got numbers in this centre ground. Although tackled well there, and a hold in the ball.
Gets wrapped up, Trent.
The president.
The Prez.
You wouldn't have heard that before. So it'll go the way of Ringwood here, and they can send it through the corridor. So the shortest route to home they go, although the kick's skewed onto that far wing side. And Chirnside have the numbers over there, and they're tracking it there well. Might have been number 28 or something. Darcy, sorry. Lost my train of thought there. I'll hand it over to Will.
You're just practicing how to pronounce Abby Jordanov's last name. Is that it, Trent?
That's thrown me.
See a ball up on the far side at Jubilee Park. 16 minutes into the second quarter, getting to the back end and towards half-time. Successful hit out again by Carney. Ball falls to ground, coming towards us, towards the centre of the ground, but wrapped up well by what looks to be one of Tiana Johnson or Ebony McVeigh.
If our boss is listening, number 27 for Ringwood. That surname's troubling me. Just fire that one through on text as well, please.
Trent.
We'll get back to the footy here.
Anyway, we've lost track. Jasmine McSweeney, who's been good today, she picks up the ball, given a free kick for her efforts, puts it forward into the dangerous hands of Rachel Palmer. She has a shot on goal. Can only manage a minor score. Not even that. That'll be out of bounds on the fall. We can probably expect Grace Ward to sweep this one up with her booming left leg. Has been great coming out of 50, Trent. I'm sure she wouldn't say it, but she probably would like a little bit more support from her defensive partners. She just roams free out of the inside the 50, takes it out of the 50. Tries to find Samantha Varnum on the chest. She drops it. Ball gets back into Chirnside Park's hands. Into the hands of Rachel Palmer. Cute little kick forward, but can only find the chest of Abby Jordanov. Your girl, Trent.
Cute little kick, I like it. So Jordanov now, she's got an option on this near side for Ringwood in war. She can link up by hand with her teammates as they look to run it out of there. One of them's Hobson. She goes inboard. That's where the numbers for Chirnside Park lie, although the kick's smothered. So the one percenters on display here in a wet weather contest here as it crosses the centre wing side. As they trying to link up by hand, applying the pressure. Well, and affected the kick there was the Chirnside midfielder. Tackled without it there was number 21, Stagg for Ringwood. The umpire's view might have been obstructed there as we'll have another ball up. So it's tossed aloft here and Carney rises again. And it's advantageous to her teammate in war it was, and she drives it further afield. She's got Palmer in company with number 33, it might have been, not on our team sheet, is Palmer with a pot shot forward, and it'll bounce through. So I look down for a second, and Palmer's off to the races, and she pops through her second, and Chirnside Park's fourth of the day.
2 goals, 2 for her today, Palmer. has been really, really good. We've spoken about her a lot, actually. Been a presence up for Chirnside Park, and that one she did make the most of. She's had a couple, and she managed to slot her second just before half-time. We've got 65 seconds on the clock. It makes it quite hard for Ringwood to get one back before the half-time break, but they'll have a good 50 seconds to do so. Chirnside Park have been the ones probably dominating over the centre clearances so far. It comes in the hands of Taylor Carney. She's definitely been at the forefront of that advantage. She gets another hit out. Ball goes the side of Ringwood. And we'll see another stoppage, which I think Chirnside Park will be quite happy with at this time of the quarter with their 17-point lead. Ball goes up. Carney wins hit out again. Well swept up there. Zoe can't. She can't get out of it.
I was just scanning my eyes into the forward line of Chirnside Park, and they've had a switch on Palmer, so they've realised she's got off the leash a number of times, and they're quick to change that.
Another hit out by Carney. Not a surprise. Ball falls into the hands of Ringwood. They've got 15 seconds to get it forward and through for a goal. Unfortunately, that'll be Sarah Davis who's wrapped up on the ground, and that'll do us until half-time, Trent. We'll have our last stoppage for the quarter. Another hit out to Carney. Tiana Johnson found herself free, but there wasn't enough time on the clock for her to run it forward. We see Ringwood heading into the half-time breaks slightly more inaccurate than what they would have liked. They've had 6 shots on goal, sitting at 1-5-11 for the half, and Chirnside Park sitting pretty at 4-4-28. Probably have made a lot more of the conditions. They've had a good quarter, and it was going back and forth for a lot, that middle part in the second quarter, Trent, between the middle of the ground, and I think Chirnside Park just, pulled harder and ended up snagging a goal through Rachel Palmer.
So the majority of that play in that second term played between the wings. A lot on the deck, it must be said. It is dewy out there. We've had a lot of rain overnight and this morning, so as you mentioned the scores there, Chirnside Park sitting on 4-4-21. They managed that 4-4-28, in a whole game of footy in round 3 opposed to Ringwood, so they can look to better that this afternoon and walk away with another victory.
Absolutely. I think we'll take a quick break here, Trent, and we'll catch you on the other side of the break, give you a little bit of a preview of what we think will happen in the second half.
have like a woman on special commentary or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to Jubilee Park. Half time here between Ringwood and Chirnside Park. Nice little 17-point lead to Chirnside Park heading into half time. We've got Ringwood ready to go in their huddle. Probably having a nice little deep conversation about what they need to do to bring in this 17-point deficit. What are your thoughts, Trent, reflecting on the first half?
Yeah, well, probably one thing that they need to do is probably kick more accurately. We look up at the scoreboard there and reads 5 behind, so they've certainly had their chances going forward. So I think if they were to get back in the game from here on out, kicking more accurately and punishing them on the scoreboard when they do go inside 50 is one to note.
Definitely, and we'll focus on Chirnside Park when they do come out. But while we've still got Ringwood by themselves, and obviously they're probably the focus and what they can do to sort of bring this game closer. Who's stood out for you so far, and what can we expect from them in the second half?
For Ringwood, I think Fairbairn, she's probably only had a couple of touches, but she might have rushed a few opportunities going forward. Hence the 5 behinds. We've had a couple to her name, but I think number 14, Gabrielle King, has certainly stood out. I can't quite picture what role she's playing. It's sort of just roaming free and wherever the ball sort of heads.
Yeah, mostly on ball.
She's near it, and then Grace Ward playing that fullback role. She's got the kick-out duties, and rightly so. She's got a long left foot on her, and
she's been great.
I feel like she needs to probably use that further upfield and get involved higher up the ground.
That's what I was going to say to you with both Georgia Fairbairn and Grace Ward, Ward's probably been their best player so far today alongside Zoe Cant and Gabrielle King. But would you be pushing her further up the ground, bringing her from what seems to be more of a back pocket role to the half-back flank? And on the contrary, with Georgia Fairbairn, are you bringing her more up the field to get her more involved, or are you keeping her isolated for when the ball does go inside 50 and just backing her to win one-on-one?
I'd probably keep isolating Fairbairn up forward. Mm-hmm. I think she's capable of winning that one-on-one opportunity there, but then I'd also like to give a licence to Ward to sort of roam higher up the ground and use her left foot, as we've mentioned. I think she's more than capable of punishing them on the scoreboard and delivering inside 50 to Fairbairn, who should be isolated one out.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for Ringwood, and I'm not sure if the coach has mentioned it during the half-time break there, but I think to be able to isolate her and not crowd her inside 50s, probably just let her do her thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the look of that. And Chirnside Park now running out onto the ground after them having a huddle in the change room as opposed to being outside in this cold, rainy weather. Good first half for them. Players that have stood out for the Panthers, I think Jasmine McSweeney's been quite good. One of the co-captains, as well as, I think, probably best on ground, Taylor Carney in the ruck. She'd easily have 30-plus hit-outs, which is crazy to think at half-time. We know there's been a lot of stoppages, but she's been really, really, really hard to stop from a Ringwood point of view.
I think also probably a bit left field, maybe Ruby Darcy.
Good second quarter in particular.
I like her efforts around the ball. So here we go now. Third term here underway at Jubilee Park Reserve as the rain starts to fall once more. And the hit-out from Carney goes the way of the tackler in King. And they can link up here. Chirnside Park, and not sure she knew which way she was kicking in the pink boots there. Sort of going laterally as Chirnside Park looks to tackle Ward and trying to run away with it. Sorry, there it was number 35 there. Cackles it was. She's on her hands and knees trying to fight for it at ground level. As we'll have another ball up here. Chirnside Park gang tackled in the process there, Will.
Yeah, quick start, as we've seen from them a couple of times in the first and second quarter. Taylor Carney goes up and wins the ruck hit out again. Loose ball, that was Michaela Coates actually from Ringwood, tried to pick that up. Scattered ball, finds Grace Ward, tried to get a kick away, tackled in the process. Ends up being Lisa Nan who gets the kick away, but Chirnside Park are cleaning it up on the edges of their forward 50. High tackle awarded there, Jasmine McSweeney, given the ball.
Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
It does. Had a good game so far. She sends it long inside forward 50. Fisher was the target. Palmer was the target rather. Soccer off the ground, goes through for minor score.
Carney it was.
Can't get away from the ball, Trent.
She's brought her own, I think.
Grace Ward will take the kick out here for Ringwood, as we've seen so far today 5 times. Going to choose to go on the long side. Gets it right on the edge of the 50. Scatters out the back. Soccer off the ground would have been expected from Ringwood. They don't get there first. McSweeney gets the handball off. Kick goes inside 50, finds the chest of Palmer, drops it on the ground. Now Abby Jordanov will clean up and get that ball back outside her defensive 50. Ruby Darcy had a very good first half. She'll clean up the ball, but is gang tackled in the process by Ringwood. Got a handball out as the umpire blew the whistle, and the umpire will take it.
So we'll have a ball up here in front of the coach signage. That far side, the outer wing. His body's just thrown all about. So it looks a dive on top, and we'll have another stoppage in exactly the same spot.
Gabrielle King once again, one of the tacklers for Ringwood.
So the umpire's earning their keep again today. As King's there, trying to fight for it at ground level. Smartly tapped forward, although it was straight down the throat of King. From the Chirnside Park midfielder there. So rain seems to be getting touch heavier here, affecting the skills on that far side. It'll be a slippery ball of soap trying to deal with that. As dumped in the tackle there was
Captain Cant.
Cant it was.
Thrown to ground.
So going up in the ruck solo was Cant there. She took clean possession and then followed up with a good strong tackle, although
Keep holding.
the umpire saw something I didn't, and it'll point the way of Chirnside Park. So it'll be Coates who drives it further afield. Trying to fight for it there at ground level. As Darcy gets the kick forward, it'll fall at the feet of her teammate in Cackles. As Ringwood look to exit, so they go through the centre corridor. Davis is there, trying to get her hands free and unable to.
Ball up 60 metres out from Chirnside Park. Nice little double fister in the ruck there from Carney. Tries to get it forward, but only finds King sitting out the back of the stoppage. Ringwood had the numbers around the ball. Proves positive as they get a kick out. Finds the chest from Michaela Coates. She scrambles it forward. Going to be mopped up by Samantha Asprey of Chirnside Park. Gets a nice little handball out. Running ball on the far wing. Soccer by the Chirnside Park player. And I think we'll see a ball up here. Dead centre of the ground, Trent, on the far wing. And the rain is probably the heaviest it has been so far this match.
Glad we're sitting undercover here, Will. As we just saw Asprey getting involved there, the president for Chirnside Park. They are short on numbers, so she might have just had to fill in. I'm not sure if she's on a one-week contract or not, but she's certainly helping out the Panthers here today. As the ball's unmoved on that far wing side.
Another ground ball get for King. She's definitely put her head over the ball better than anyone else so far today. Really important in these conditions.
So it'll be tossed high again, and Carney will contest in that fascinating ruck duel. As players struggling to gain clean possession here. With a wet footy, a free kick's been picked out. Good policy from the umpire, spreading clear, hoping for a free-flowing contest here.
Great pick up from Palmer.
As trapping it well there was Ward, an even better pick-up, and she'll drive it further afield there. Leading the race is the president Asprey. She has to get on her bike because she's got incoming tackling pressure from Ringwood. She's got a teammate who overran it, and it'll allow Davis to collect at ground level, although her kick skewed off the side of the boot and travelled all of 3 metres. She's unhappy with their efforts, clutching her head in the process. Might be in a bit of pain there.
Colts one front eye, I think, there.
Might have been a head clash, with Rose Ruddick. So her sister, of course, donning the number 7.
Paul Hubbard ends up taking the kick here.
So we might have a free kick here going the way of Chirnside Park, and they'll go through the corridor. Standing underneath it was Carney. Fell through her hands, and the Rovers can get to work. So crumbing it well there and held without it was number 56, it might have been, or 66 rather, for Chirnside Park in Fletcher.
I think Ringwood will be quite frustrated here, Trent. They seem to be getting it right around their 50, but their main forward target being Fairbairn. She's sitting about 15, 20 metres out from goal. They really have been one kick away from probably opening the scoreboard up again this quarter.
So Fairbairn, she's been starved of opportunity as Fletcher goes out wide.
Good switch kick.
They've got Darcy presenting down the line. She holds on to a good mark. Running onto it there was her sister in Alice. Her kick was smothered as she looked to send it further afield. Going off the deck there was Ringwood. And it'll be last possession rule
touch, yeah.
Going the way of Darcy of the Alice variety. So it's a family affair for this Chirnside Park side, sorry.
Ball goes forward for Chirnside Park. Gabrielle King tried to take the intercept mark. Didn't get 2 hands on it and grab it. Carney goes forward. Nice little running pattern. Tried to go into the hands of Molly Darcy. Didn't quite get it. Jeeves sockers off the ground. Soccer through. Well done, Molly Darcy. That was set up for her. She was the initial target up forward. Didn't get full grabs on it. And then Jeeves gave the nice little assist off the ground and set it up perfectly for Molly Darcy to soccer it through 7 or 8 metres out from her goal. And that kicks Chirnside Park's 5th goal of the day, with conditions only getting worse here. It's, an uphill battle here from Ringwood, who did have most of the possession the last 5 minutes going forward, but couldn't hit the scoreboard.
So big mountain to climb here for Ringwood, the home side. They're on the back foot, well and truly, as we just saw a fantastic through ball there from Jeeves, and it opened the door for for a teammate in Darcy to mop it up, go off the deck. It was end-to-end stuff, wasn't it?
It was.
And it was that switch kick that probably invited them to open up the players. We see a high up and under. It's through the hands of Davis and her opposing teammate. Oh, stiff with the call there.
Wow, Gabrielle King, she's been great on the tackle, but I'm not
going
sure
the way of
given for holding the ball. She hardly even had it.
So Darcy it was that who was tackled.
King looks to switch. We saw Chirnside Park do it so well only a couple of minutes ago. That ball will go forward. Michaela Coates looked to mop it up. Didn't quite get first use of it. She's now scrapping around in the tackle. Several Chirnside Park and Ringwood players nearly forcing a stoppage. Ball comes out. McSweeney has a kick down the far wing. Gets a nice little bit of distance on it. So we see a foot race there. Alice Darcy leading the way. Umpire letting the ball play here. Kick forward from Ebony McVie. And we'll see a ball up 70, 75 metres out from Ringwood's goal on the far side.
So we've got the blankets, the Ringwood bench covered, trying to stay warm as best they can. It's a free kick's been picked out. And it'll go the way of Chirnside Park. So one of the Darcys, it is Ruby in fact, sends it to her sister on this far side.
Good pick up.
So Alice sends it further afield and it'll trickle inside forward 50. Ward's there. She's got opposition in company there with Jeeves. Ward follows up again, trying to collect it cleanly. Unable to do so. McSweeney's there. She bursts clear with a high up and under. And taking a good mark on the last line of defence was Varnum. So Hannah Varnum, she's quick to play on. She's got Hobson there. She sort of messed this up a touch. They were out on this near side, although her kick on the exit missed her mark.
Yeah, slipped off the boot. So you see a scattered ball. Grace Ward comes out, booming left foot as we know. Goes inside. Not many options, and unfortunately it's intercepted for her by Rose Ruddick, who's been good so far today. Asprey running around the back looking for a handball. She might still give it. Known for her kickouts here at Chirnside Park. Has a flying shot on goal, but ball goes out of bounds on the full. Nice little bit of pressure, I think, applied there by Hobson in particular for Ringwood, and that allows Ringwood to set up and try and get another rebound 50 here.
The delayed handball did her no favours.
Yeah, I don't think she quite knew she was there. Maybe a little bit of voice from Asprey was needed, but it was probably the right option. As we know, Asprey does have a good kick. Kick right on the 50-metre line here. Socket out of mid-air there. Well done by Caitlin May. Bit out of nowhere, but ball ends up in the hands of China Johnson, who's been on ball today. Kick only finds Carney. Handball's inside. Ruby Darcy in and around the ball. Carney follow-up work is great. Ball scatters around 30 metres out from Chirnside Park's goal. Dangerous spot. Lisa Nan in and around the ball. Kick away by Ringwood. Exits the 50, but Chirnside Park are well set up behind the ball here. They've got a couple of people who are ready to scoop. And Ringwood do well enough to force a stoppage, and they're out of immediate danger for now, Trent.
So we've got two pairs of players in Ringwood's forward half. The rest, you can do the maths. They're all sitting in this Chirnside Park half here as a free kick's been picked out, and look at them flood inside 50 in a second here as the kick's
Nice lead there from Molly Darcy.
gone inboard now, and it'll be marked, or intercepted rather, by Ward, who just stood in the hole. She's got nothing on. She just sends a long one. Chirnside Park will get on their bike first. They'll lead the race, and she stepped inboard well. She's got a teammate standing underneath this one in McSweeney, who can link up by hand with Ruddick it was. So Rose Ruddick, they've worked this well. They can go again. They've got another one out. If it bounced for her, she's in business, and it does.
Oh, clean pick up.
So May it was. And then Ruddick marked the exit ball.
They are so well set up behind the ball here, Trent, Chirnside Park.
They're locking it in this premiership quarter. Class prevailing as a high up and under now. Probably wasn't the best option as Ringwood intercept, although her kick is a bad one and it'll find the line. And it might be last touch rule, although last possession, sorry. We'll have a ball up instead.
Not paid. Yeah, as we touched on before, Trent, Ringwood really struggling to get out of defensive 50. Well set up Chirnside Park. Nice little hit out there. Finds the hand of Hobson. Just constantly picking it up. Zoe Cant, the captain of Ringwood, in some serious pain here, grabbing at her ankle. Umpire really needs to stop play, and he does. She's in agony.
Landed awkwardly in that ruck contest. She knew straight away.
This is not nice. For viewers at home, just reiterating. Looks like her ankle she's been grabbing at. She was in immediate pain as soon as she went down out of the initial stoppage. She's really struggling to get up here. I think she might need some assistance walking from the ground. We see just a little delay in play. Both teams reconvene.
They're not going to make her head to the interchange gates.
Yeah, I would hope they
That'd just be silly.
would let
Head
the
her
player
off.
replace her. Good sign is she is walking, albeit very gingerly. Oh, now she's hopping. But yeah,
Oh, sorry, they're down there. Never mind.
yes, they are. Yes, been replaced. So play will resume in the next few seconds, I think. Set ball up, restart a play. Taylor Carney jumps up in the ruck, gets first hands, goes straight into the opposition of Ringwood. Good kick forward with distance goes. Laura Robinson, one of the co-captains, she's running onto the ball. Davis beats her to it, and it's a loose ball about 70 metres out from Ringwood's goal. Cross kick going slightly backwards. Melissa Eames, she tried to find Alice Darcy. Is well tackled on the far wing by one of the Ringwood players. And we'll see a ball up, 55 out on a slight angle from Ringwood's goal, Trent.
Yeah, so hoping all is well with Zoe Cant. She's been pivotal in nullifying the impact of Carney, her opposition ruckman, as the kick's gone forward now, and it'll land in the lap of Palmer. So she's got a couple to her name. She won't add to it on this occasion as she drives it further afield on the intercept mark
Great intercept
by
mark.
Ringwood. So defending well at the moment, albeit a long way back. It's at the wrong end. Hobson, she can send it further afield now. Broadcasting side wing. It'll bounce favourably for Davis, although mopping up well was Robertson. She left her woman and helped out.
There's a couple of good intercept marks in the last few minutes by Samantha Varnum down back for Ringwood. It's probably saved them a couple of times.
So 2 rucks go at it again. Carney, she hit it well to the president in Asprey, who lost her footing. Easy to do on this wet surface. Going off the deck there was Chirnside Park, and it'll work out here as they can go inboard now. Palmer, well, she spills that one. She's caught everything that's come her way.
Great handball. Going
inboard now to the runner, McSweeney. She's got her riding shotgun. She'll send it further afield now, and the mark's been taken again by Varnum, it was, who's been standing tall down back for the Redbacks. As Darcy sends it further afield. You heard the call, not 15, play on. Or at least I heard it. Chirnside Park, they'll send a high up and under to the fluoro pink boots of a Chirnside teammate, and the ball will beat her to the line.
Ball beat Claremore to the line, and that'll be last touch.
Last possession.
Last possession.
I've been corrected on that. So
yes. Yeah, no, I'll take your word for it. Hobson now looking to really get it past the centre line here for Ringwood. She plays on, gets a nice little kick away. Under the pool there was Collier for Ringwood. Didn't quite get 2 hands to it and was well spoiled by Carney. And I think we'll see the ball continue to scatter around. Yeah, kicking in danger. Correct call there from the umpire.
So here we go. Ringwood.
That'll go the way of Collier.
What can they muster up? So far, the only thing Fairbairn's caught is a cold down there. She's been starved of opportunity inside 50. Can they get it to her now? There's a good mark's been taken there.
Varnum again. That's 4 and 5 minutes.
Varnum it was. She's doing work high up the ground now. So Fairbairn, she's in business now. As it sailed over the pack. She spins out of traffic now. And with one touch, she's kicked 1 goal, dribbling it through, and she's ecstatic. That's all she needed.
They really, really needed that, Trent. And I've been meaning to say it for a few minutes now, but I really think with Fairbairn, playing her up the ground, getting her more involved, is certainly pivotal, and having a good Ringwood performance here, especially now that they've lost Zoe Kent the last few minutes. Players like her are going to have extra importance. And yeah, hopefully she can grab a couple more next to her name.
We've been crying out for that, haven't we, Will?
Yeah, they've got one just before the 3/4 time break. They only have 35 seconds here to get another one. Time will be against them.
Number 17 too.
Number 17, yeah, correct. Ball scutters out of the midfield. We can see another centre clearance for Chirnside Park. Ball goes forward, roaming around the 50. Jeeves picks it up. Nice little handball. Tries to find the hands of Palmer. Unsuccessfully. Jeeves goes in, puts her head under the ball again. Nice little kick smothered by the Ringwood player. McSweeney, nice little pick up. She's got 8 seconds to get a goal here for Chirnside Park.
This would hurt.
5 seconds. Surely not. Time might just get them. Oh! Close but no cigar for the Chirnside Park team. They'll go up 3-goal leaders at the 3/4 time break, which is certainly a decent sized lead in these conditions, but by no means unassailable, particularly if we can get the ball in the hands of Georgia Fairbairn in this last quarter.
Wow, the Ringwood home fans there, they can breathe a sigh of relief. Time, the only thing beating Chirnside Park on that occasion, as they nearly broke the hearts of the home side here. So we mentioned 2-5-17 playing Chirnside Park, 5-5-35. We've had an update on the injury front regarding Zoe Kant. Our boundary riders have informed us she's had a twisted ankle, so they're assessing her at the moment.
She's up and walking, which is the good news.
Good sign there.
Inside source here at Jubilee Park.
So that'll do us for the 3rd term here. We'll be back on the other side with the 4th term. 4th term.
Welcome back here at Jubilee Park. A couple minutes before we kick off the last quarter. It's a 3-goal lead to Chirnside Park over Ringwood. It's going to be a very interesting last quarter. Had a little bit of drama in that third quarter, predominantly with the injury of Zoe Cant, who went down in agony in regards to a twisted ankle, we've been reliably informed. So it'll be interesting to see how she lines up, if she lines up in this last quarter. She's been sweeping around the stoppages and playing in the centre, so she's been quite a crucial part in their team. And as we've just been pointed out by Trent, she's now heading to a wing, so potentially maybe a little bit more run in her legs.
So it's her second season in these black and white colours of Ringwood. As I'm adamant, I'm quietly confident that Ringwood can pinch this. I think that scoring side.
Just an interesting note here. They've got 2 on the far wing, Ringwood, and none on the close side. So
6-6-6 missed
Ruby
out.
Darcy playing by herself on this inner wing. McSweeney picks the ball up from the stoppage, gets the first centre clearance of the quarter, finds the hands of Palmer, gets a kick out. Rose Ruddy gets the ball, kicks long inside forward 50, tries to find the chest. One of her teammates inside forward 50, but the kick had so much on it. Wasn't grabbed with 2 hands. Pressure of Samantha Varnum. Tries to get the ball out of play for Ringwood, but finds a partner in Grace Ward. Kicks it long. Hobson on the far side. Swings around on the right foot. Kicks it long. Hovering around the contest, Nicole Stagg. Not picked up. And the ball will go here for a stoppage. No, it won't. It'll be play on. Umpire late to call that one. Right decision in the end as the ball scoops out towards the centre of the ground. Ruby Darcy had the ball, was tackled during the process. And this time we will see a stoppage, Trent. Correctly called. And a nice little tackle there by Cackles.
So the rain's still falling here at Jubilee Park. Raining goals is what we're after here. Fairbairn, she gets on her bike here. It's probably the furthest she's drifted upfield here. As a good smother was applied there from number 64 for Chirnside Park in Ames. So they've done the 1% as well here. As the ball finds itself crossing that synthetic pitch side.
That's a throw.
Just trying to tap it to advantage there, and you heard the voice of Will there. Calls for a throw, and he won't get his wishes there, but the free kick's going the way of Zoe Cant.
Great to see her back out on the field. Samantha Varnum calls that sort of hold in play as well.
So
gives the handball off to Grace Ward. Goes long down the line. Ball scoops out the back. Well picked up by Chirnside Park. Gives the handball off to Darcy. Gets another handball. Back to the run. Yeah, correctly in the back.
In the back holding, take your pick.
Yeah, the run of Laura Robinson there was good. Has gained them probably about 50 metres. She gives it back off to Darcy of the Ruby variety, who will get it back inside forward 50 for Chirnside Park. 50 game Opperman was free. Picks up the ball. Has a little run here. Just dropped it. That'll be holding the ball, Trent.
Not sure what she was complaining about. But anyway, Ward has it. So she trusts her left boot in going across the face of goal. Cant's in the hot spot there, and she'll lead the race. She's got Johnson for company. And they've worked this well. So a tumble punt exits for defensive 50. The numbers are there for Chirnside Park, and they'll be the first to dive onto it. They work it well, although Johnson's there again. Standing out with that pink hair type. Is trying to burst clear again. McSweeney, we've seen that a number of times. She goes off the deck now, and it may find the line, although bounces unkindly, and it'll invite Ward to pounce on it, and she goes down the line. Carney, it might have been there, sends it further afield, inside 50. Ward again, goes on her left. So her preferred down the line. Hubbins there for Chirnside Park, she's getting involved. Good smother applied there again from the Panthers. Pressure acts have certainly lifted early here.
Ball still hovering around the 70-metre mark of Chirnside Park's goal. Hobson heads towards the contest. Goes to ground. Ball scatters around. Socket off the ground by Chirnside Park. Great pick up there by Jeeves. Holding the ball. And 25, says the umpire. On the far wing, so we can't quite get... This is a big 25. It's closer to 50 than what it is 25.
He's a Ringwood fan if I've ever seen it.
Can't quite get tyres on what may... I'm guessing descent, Trent. I can't be quite certain, but...
Or was it the fact that it was further kicked off the ground post-whistle?
It was very... I mean, the kick was very quick after the initial free kick. Great mark there by Heidi Sadlier. She goes forward. Free here is Zoe Kant, the captain. Kicks forward. Fairbairn is in the vicinity, but the ball beats her through the goal line, and it will go through for a score.
She'll be filthy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. The positioning was just out there. Fairbairn was going towards the ball, and it was probably just that awkward length where she wasn't sure whether she should lead back and go goal line or come forward for a lead up.
Found herself almost in no man's land, didn't she?
Yeah, it's one of those hard.
And it left Kent with two options, and she chose the latter to go for goal, and
the president kicks in, Trent.
Probably the wrong one. So the president getting involved there for Chirnside Park and applying the smother there for Ringwood was King, and she'll find number 21 in Nicole Stagg, all of 15 metres on a slight angle. The rain pelting down, distance might be a worry.
She's picked up this second half, Trent.
Big moment here. Is she up to the task? So Stagg now. She goes high up and under. At the fall there was Fairbairn, unable to complete the mark, and it's fisted out of her reach.
Just a quick note, that was not the president that kicked out before. I was very quick to jump on that little phrase. Samantha Asprey we're referring to. She's just come off the bench for her first run in this fourth quarter. She's been taking kickouts most of the day, but not that most recent point that scattered through. We see a ball up 20 metres out from Ringwood's goal.
Sold me clean up the river there.
Ball continues to scramble around the 20-metre mark of Ringwood's goal. In the contest there was Chandler Johnson, but can't get free, and we see another ball up. Going up for the ruck contest. A nice little win there from Heidi Sadlier. Finds the ball at ground. Pick up by Stagg again. Wet weather really starting to play a part here in this last quarter. Despite the clouds have slightly lifted, a little bit more sun. Ball gets kicked out of Ringwood's forward 50, but I would think this will be... Umpire's got his way wrong there. He definitely... Well, yeah, look. Trent and I are a bit speechless there. That ball was kicked out 20 metres backwards. I could have sworn it was from a Chirnside Park player, but I don't have my binoculars with me on the far side, so I will happily be stood correct as the umpire then again gets his way mixed up. That'll be Jessica Jeeves, who picked up the free kick for Chirnside Park. Drives it long on the far wing. Tried to find Palmer. Couldn't quite get a strong grab on it. Ball spills to ground. Ringwood trying to get back out and into their forward 50. Free kick awarded their way, which will help them in that cause. Look inboard. Great kick from Grace Ward. Finding the chest of McVie, but doesn't quite get the holding of the mark that she would have liked. Anyway, ball goes forward, still in Ringwood's forward 50. They've re-entered. Stagg around in and around the ball again. And Sadlier has a nice tackle.
Saddled her.
That will, yes, Trent. You've been waiting 3.5 quarters to say that. Well executed. Sadlier finds the ball up. Kind of goes up for the ruck contest. Good tap. Finds a stoppage clearance. Picked up by McSweeney. Smothered by Ringwood players and rightfully holding the ball against her. Good teamwork there from the Ringwood mob.
Harassing pressure there from Varnum it was, and she'll drive it forward there. Rising high, might have been Sadlier. Getting the kick forward was Johnson. But it's all Chirnside Park at the fall, although they're unable to complete the mark, and it'll just invite the pressure of Ringwood. Johnson getting involved again. She handballs over her head and sort of in danger.
Great interception.
Johnson getting involved again, so she's had 3 in quick succession. Although her kick forward lands in the lap of Ruddick for Chirnside Park to intercept. King's there, and she's off to the races now. She's got options, a plethora of options forward. Fairbairn's there, along with her teammate. Fairbairn there. They give her the hand. She goes around the body
Kicked it,
and
Trent.
snaps her second of the day, it might have
Wow.
been.
That is nearly a carbon copy of what we saw right before the three-quarter time siren, Trent. We was talking about it in the three-quarter time break, actually, how vital she is to this forward line in Ringwood. I think just getting the ball in her hands is just so vital. And if that means she needs to play up the field, I think that's probably worth considering. Obviously, she's been so dangerous when the ball's been in her vicinity, but the impact she's having is almost too good to refuse and get her around the ball more.
I had my co-commentators running with an inside joke every time a well-known forward gets the ball in hand, running with a joke, guess who?
Guess who?
And that's sort of on display again with Fairbairn.
Your kind of moment there.
So Carney rises again. She can tap it forward, and although a free kick's been picked out, and it'll go the way of
Ringwood
Ringwood
really
here.
starting to get a leaf here, Trent.
Yep. Well, I've been quietly confident. So Davis in amongst it there. She can try and fight for it at ground level. Unable to get her hands free there was Fletcher for
Well done
Chirnside Park, and we'll have a ball up, centre half forward on the 50-metre arc.
Right on the 50-metre arc, Trent. Carney gets up real high there for the hit out. Taps it into the hands of the opposition player, McVie. And now we'll see a nice little ball inside 50. Fairbairn tries to turn her inside out. Picks up the ball. Could she be 3 from 3 from around the corner? No, she can't. That'll go through. Out on the full is the decision from the umpire.
She's missed opportunity there.
Loves swinging around on her right boot. We've had a stoppage in play here. That'll be Heidi Sadlier, I think, behind the ball in the sleeves. Trent and I missed it. I think it may have been, judging by the reactions, may have been after her kick inside 50, which was a very good one.
She might have been disposed of rather forcefully.
After disposing of the ball, Trent.
She was on all fours, back to her feet now. So good signs there. And a bit of teamsmanship as Carney hands her the water bottle. So you like to see that from both sides, showing respect to one another. As Chirnside Park look to exit here, they go inboard to the way of Fairbairn it was. That's not a good policy. Davis was Falcon, and Johnson gets her boot forward. How does it bounce?
Oh.
A nervous little patch here for Chirnside Park defending.
Fairbairn.
Fairbairn's there. Oh, that was her moment.
That was a guess who
That was her
Trent.
moment. She wasn't up to the task.
So I've got 8.5 minutes to close a 10-point margin. They absolutely look the favourites at this point, Trent.
They
The presence of Fairbairn
are doing their best to lock it in here. And this is, we speak about Fairbairn's moment. This is your moment. The president.
The Prez has got this kick in after I wrongfully called it 5 or so minutes ago, despite her taking every kick up until that point. Who's counting? She will run in now. She's got a good kick on her. Smart decision to go wide on the boundary. Tried to find McSweeney, but the hands will go. Forced it out of play. Good decision, I think, from the president to just kick it close to the boundary.
Boundary line's their friend. As
Makes it hard for...
Ringwood lock it in again.
Yeah. Made it harder for Ringwood to go inboard. As we see a nice little ruck contest there. Sadly, competing well with Carney. Ball scrambling on the ground. Ball still in play. McSweeney tried to get a kick, dropped it. Didn't have the opportunity to correctly dispose of it. Nice little kick away. Went through the hands of McVie. Picked up well by Jordanov. Varnum kicks out. Tries to go for the switch, but I think he's maybe got a Guernsey mixed up there and finds it into the hands of the main captain, Alice Jamison. Kicked forward. Well done. Great little mark there, Molly Darcy. She'll look to link up here with her sister if she looks it. Outboard. Decides to go inboard.
Oh.
Great attempt to smother there from Zoe Kant. Her injury in the third quarter has not held her at all in this last. Scrambling ball picked up by Varnum, then dropped. Picked up there again by Jamison, and that will see a stoppage, Trent. It's picked up this last few minutes.
So it's a 10-point ball game here. So we tick under 7 minutes left to play here. So 2 rucks go at it again. Carney.
Collier.
She was beaten on that occasion. And Ringwood can get the clearance. There's a high contact free kick's been picked out. Nicole Stagg putting her head under it. And she'll be awarded.
I think the nerves are starting to creep into the Chirnside Park defenders in particular, Trent. They understand that the pressure is no longer with them, it's against them.
So Stagg goes forward now. It's off hands. It was all Chirnside Park there. There's an inboard ball now. Bounces or past Jordanov. She's been a topic of conversation today. As bodies pile on. Ringwood have the numbers here, and they'll drive it down the line again. So through the corridor they go, the shortest route to home. The numbers now favouring Ringwood, although McVee unable to get her hands free.
Another player who's picked up well this quarter, Trent McVee. Second half has definitely been better than her first. As the ball goes up, Carney wins another hit out. Zoe Kant picks up the ball, got a disposal off to her teammate in Madeline Smart. McSweeney in and around the stoppage. Ball up for grabs. Umpire says, no, you won't. It's mine. 80 metres out from Ringwood's goal. They've got 5 minutes to bring in a 10-point margin. Nice little tap from Carney into the hands of teammate Sophie Ruddick. And we'll see another ball up. Umpire has one of many touches today. Throws it up. Collie going in for the ruck. Doesn't get the win. Carney does again. Jeeves in and around the ball. I like this from her. Gets it forward, centre. Picked up by Darcy. And it's all for the taking for Van der Velde. Picks up the ball cleanly. Game, set, match, Trent. The Wimbledon finals are on tonight and tomorrow night, and that's exactly the same sort of finish there as we saw just then. Van der Velde has popped up at the right moment. Well done, Taylor. Got out the back, turned her opponent inside out. Made the Ringwood defenders to commit forward of the ball, behind the ball rather, and that allowed her to get forward of the ball and have a free run in at goal and finish from the top of the goal square, and that is an unassailable lead, or all but an unassailable lead now for Chirnside Park. The old Lee Matthews theories of 3 goals in 3 minutes, Trent, that's exactly what they need.
That'll have to come to fruition here. Beautifully called there, Will. I like the little tennis reference there. But no, you're right. That's probably the ball game here at Jubilee Reserve. The final nail in the coffin, sent through there by Van der Velde. As Jeeves again, she's in the clear again once more on the run. She can drive it forward. She's got her teammate Darcy there, although
well done from Market.
Clearing well there momentarily was Ringwood. Well, it's landed in the lap of the Panthers. They can send it back inside forward 50. It's a scrubby sort of ball. It'll only just clear the inside 50. And dropped without it was the Ringwood midfielder. So things falling apart quickly here for the home side. They had all the ascendancy. But that one major from Taylor against the flow. So here we go again. They're out. They're out once more. Van der Velde.
Oh, she was around it.
She's all over that back door.
We've got just over 2.5 minutes here left at Jubilee Park in 50th game of Chloe Opperman. She's just on the bench ready to come on for a last little jog. Ball up about 12 metres out from Chirnside Park's goal. Clearing kick from Ringwood. Nearly found the mark of McSweeney, but she'll pick up her own scraps. Tried to sell the candy, but well tackled in the end by Johnson, who's had an honourable game for Ringwood. Her defensive efforts have been good in and around the ball. She's always been thereabouts. She'll have a clearing kick that goes probably more up than long than she would have liked. And it's a nice intercept mark taken by Ruby Darcy. It'll be interesting to see what she does here. She's probably just out of her distance here, Trent. I think we'll put it to the top of the square and see if Taylor Van der Velde can get in amongst it for 2 in 5 minutes.
Ignored her sister on the lead again.
Dinner table conversation will be interesting tonight, Trent.
Seen that a couple of times. We won't talk further on that.
Setting herself up well. Looks like she was having a shot on goal, but was really just centering it dead centre. Ball scraps around. King falls to her knees. Had the ball. Lost it. Got it back again. Forces a stoppage 35 metres out from Chirnside Park's goal. Looking for one more goal, I think, before this game's end, Trent.
So Carney spilt that mark. She probably deserves one the way she's toiled hard today. Reward for effort certainly due. Was held without it there. And the umpire's pointing the wrong way again. God, we've been quick to pick out that, haven't we?
I think they've had a decent game. It's just just some confusion, I guess. But having said that, we are 100 metres away, so we're the ones that are probably confused, not the umpires.
So Sophie Ruddick now, almost like a drop kick. There's another free kick's been picked out. It'll go the way of Jeeves. And this can be the final nail in the coffin. And it can lift the spirits for the Panthers in hopes of a finals berth.
I think it turns a relatively close contest into one that's a comfortable win.
So Jeeves now, her set shot kick was off target as soon as it left the boot.
See, our last kick in for today.
So Ringwood 3-7-25 playing Chirnside Park 6-6-42.
A good 17-point margin.
And it'll just about read that.
It's probably about the right. I think that's reflective of how the game's been played, that margin. We see Grace Ward rack up her last kick for today. A nice booming kick to finish her off. Finds the chest of a teammate out on the far wing. And that's it. 17-point winners, Chirnside Park at Jubilee Park. A great win for the Panthers, and that keeps their finals hopes alive.
Bit of push and shove there between Opperman and her teammate.
Opperman and her teammate?
Not her teammate, sorry. Opposition player there. Not sure what was going on there, but anyway, that wraps up round 10 here at Jubilee Park between Ringwood and the Panthers. Yeah, we mentioned that scoreline probably reflective of how today was played out, how it unfolded, and do you want to run through the stars that probably stood out that jump off that team sheet?
Yeah, we'll start off with Chirnside Park, the 17-point winners, as you mentioned, Trent. Just looking through their playing list, the Darcy girls played a very, very good game in bits and pieces.
I'm not sure if it was because there were two of them, or the fact that we called their names a lot.
Yeah, sorry, three of them.
Three of them, is there?
Sorry, no, three of them. Got a line. Sorry, a pen over one of their names. But
no,
yes,
there is three of them.
Yeah, Ruby, Alice and Molly all played very, very well. I think Ruby was very, very good on the wing. She probably seemed to find the most space out of the Chirnside Park girls. Jeeves was really good in the second half. She picked up. Rachel Palmer's presence up forward was exceptional, I thought. She finished with 2-2, I believe, but I think she would have probably liked to have 3 or 4 next to her name the way she played. As well as, obviously, I think best on ground. Taylor Carney was nothing short of dominant in the ruck. And she's going to be one to watch in the next few years because she was superb.
Yep, and on the other side of the ledger,
sorry, Jasmine McSweeney was one I also wanted to mention.
Yes, for sure.
Chirnside Park, she also had a very good game.
Bursted clear a number of times in heavy traffic and in congestion. And certainly kudos has to be said the way of Samantha Asprey, president of the club, donning the boots here this morning to help out her side, who might be undermanned. But on the other side of the ledger, Ringwood, probably one that got away today. They certainly were up to the contest in patches, but the likes of Georgia Fairbairn, we mentioned probably limited touches, but she was able to make a big impact.
Yeah, she was absolutely able to make an impact when it was in and around her, which was really only deep in the forward line. The structure they had really suggested that she wasn't going to lead to 50 at all under any circumstances. But when she was near it, they were very, very lively, Ringwood. I think across half back and the back pocket, kicking in Grace Ward was exceptional. We highlighted that before the game, and she's got a very bright future in footy ahead of her. And I think to round out the top 3 for Ringwood, Captain Zoe Cant played very well in the first half and injured towards the back end of the game, but still managed to bring her best, as well as Hannah Varnum was good as well, but Samantha Varnum off half back, her intercept work, particularly in the second half, was great. So I thought she was probably one that was also worth mentioning. What about you, Trent?
No, probably just another one that Gabrielle King.
Yes,
I think she stood out from a Redback's point of view.
Yeah, her contested ball work was better than anyone else on the ground today.
Probably one of the major ball winners there for Ringwood. So that'll probably, on that note, that'll probably wrap up round 10 here at Jubilee Park. You've heard the voice of Will Faulkner. You hear it again later today. So if you're sick of it already, I'm sorry. But no, as we mentioned, Chirnside Park running out victors here against Ringwood as Chloe Opperman leads off her side in the milestone game.
Thank you.